Hi, in this video I will share with you that a business case that I received from client. The client asked me to create a new ledger to the existing ledgers. So how this is done? I will go to create a new ledger, a new legal entity, a new business unit, assign legal entity to the balancing segment value, and manage business unit functions, assign ledger and the legal entity to the business unit, how to create a primary ledger, how to open first period for this ledger, how to run the review accounting configuration to check the status of the ledger, is it succeeded or not, all of these points. Before starting, as you know or not, there are two ways to make implementations. Either from rapid implementations as spreadsheets to create a chart of account, ledgers, currency, legal entity, business units, blah blah blah, through spreadsheets, or through setup and maintenance UI as a user interface. Before that, you can create project management implementations and you can assign users to these projects, assign the tasks to the users, for example as a project manager to follow up the status of the projects, to push the consultant to complete the tasks as soon as possible, and so on. Or just direct go to setup and maintenance and start your setup steps implementations. First of all, because I'm going to add a new ledger, so I will use the current chart of account, I will use the current accounting method as SLA in e-business, or some ledger accounting method. I will use the currency, also the same currency of all of the existing ledgers. Chart of account, value set, all of these things will be the same for this new ledger. So before of that, I need to show the current chart of accounts value sets to be understand what is going on. So once you log into Oracle, I just went to my setting and actions. I want to set up and maintenance. There are specific rules must be assigned to your users, for example IT, application administrator, application implementation manager, application implementation consultant, employee. All of these must be assigned to your user to get access to setup and maintenance. Once I go to setup and maintenance, first of all I will share with you the manage value set to be aware of the setup. Manage chart of account value set values. Here just search by the module as a general ledger. Search. I have account, I have circle, future, program, unit. This circle is for us like a department. For example, I have 10 companies, so I will have 10 circle as a 10 companies. Because I'm going to create a new ledger, so this ledger will be a new company or a new circle. So before start to create a ledger, I have to add a new value for AG circle or AG company. Also I have another value set like AG intercompany, but for the AG intercompany value set code I assigned the same value set of AG circle. This is for intercompany transactions between two entities or two departments. So I didn't create any value set for the AG intercompany value set. I just using the same value set of the AG circle. So because I'm going to add a new ledger, so I'm going to add a new company with a code, descriptions, summaries, all of these, to using it in that ledger. I just click circle, manage values. Are you going to search or add? I'm going to add. So what is the value? I just added 4 digits for the AG circle value sets. So I'm going to add a new value. One is a main value, for example EX main, or a measure. This summary yes, allow posting no, allow budgeting no. Why I created this? Maybe tomorrow they will ask me to create another department or another entity under the same measure EX. So I will create 2401 as EX minor, for example. Summary no, yes, yes. So this is like a parent with a summary. This is a child like no summary, allow posting, allow budgeting. Why I do this? Because maybe tomorrow they can ask me to create a new one for 2402, 2403, blah blah blah. So I make it like this. That's it. Just save and close. Save and close. So now I created these values, which will be using in the new ledger or the new company. As I told you, you can come here, manage implementation projects. You can create or edit whatever existing. You can start, for example, this one to create it, make a users, financials, which task are you going to set up, assign the users, follow up the status. This is for the implementation project for the project manager. Done. I will not follow this. Also, I will not using rapid implementation spreadsheets, because as I told you, everything is there. Chart of accounts, values, value sets, business unit, legal entity, all of these I will create it from setup user interface. First of all, you have to create a ledger. Manage ledger. Just manage primary ledger again and add a new one. What is the name of the ledger? EX ledger. What is the description? EX underscore ledger. What is the chart of account? I told you that I'm going to using the current chart of accounts, which is assigned to all of the existing ledgers. There are two chart of accounts, as you know, structure and instance. This instance, it will be using, you can have a lot of chart of account instance under the same chart of account structure. So I will assign the instance one, which is recommended to using and assigned to the ledger from the Oracle. What is the accounting calendar? I created a AG calendar. What is the currency? I'm going to use a dirham. What is the accounting method? Also, I have created before for all of the existing ledgers. AG calendar, AG standard accrual with encumbrance, AG government structure instance. For example, if I duplicate this and setup and maintenance to show you calendar, Manage accounting calendar. Again, this is my calendar as an overview of the setup calendar. What is the name? Is this using for budgetary control only or not? What is the description? Start date, period frequency, monthly, weekly, blah blah blah. How many adjustment period frequency? Once at year end. What is the format? Year, month, physical year. What is the first period? Because here I created until 25, so this is the first period. 26 January means January 2026. Here I created until 2025. If I need to add more, you can add more at a year and it will be listed here. If I create a new one from scratch as an overview for you, again I just create add. What is the name, description, start date. Is this monthly, quarterly, weekly, yearly? This is up to your business requirement. Is this budgetary control only or not? How many adjusting period? Twice, once and twice, once and once. This is all of these options for you. What is the format? You need to put it for your ledgers and transactions. What is the separator? Regarding the accounting method, you can just take a copy of the standard one and make your adjustments if you have any adjustments. If not, خلاص, no need. You just rename, copy and rename and assign it to your ledgers. The chart of accounts, as I showed you before, that I have around 8 value sets for the company, for the account, cost center. I'm using 2 futures segments. Maybe in the future they need to add a new segment, so I keep these 2 future value set for the futures, and the intercompany using the same intercompany, using the same value set of the company or circle value set. Once you define the ledger, I created a ledger here. This is one. What is the name, description, chart of account, calendar, currency, accounting methods, save and close. Once you define the primary ledgers, you can either specify ledger options. What is specify ledger options? Before that, you have to select the scope from here. Which scope? You can select it from here or select and add, apply and go to tasks. Just here, EX, go to down, save and close, and EX here, specify ledger options for EX. The name, descriptions, what is the currency, chart of account you are using to these ledgers, what is the calendar, what is the start or first open period. First open period, it will not be a headache for you like e-business. What does it mean? That if I put it here like January 2000 and now I am in 2024, so once you open the first period like this, or open the current period, for example March 2024, the system will open all of the periods from January 2000 to March 2024. So in e-business you have to close one by one, if I remember, but here you can close all of this one time. So again, this is up to your business requirement. What is the first open period are you going to put it in your ledger? Number of future, this is how many future interable periods for the sub-ledger like payable and receivables. What is the benefits of the futures? That the user can make any transactions in the future periods, but it will not post it in GL until the same period, change it from future status to open status. What is the accounting methods? What is the journal language? Is it US as American, Arabic? This is up to you. What is the retained earning account? You have to select retained earning account. This is the net between expenses and revenue will be reflected in this account by the end of the year. I just select my circle as a company. What is a program? This is my value set, circle, program, unit, account, intercompany, project, future, futures. For the intercompany value set, you will notice now that all of the values here will be reflected in intercompany. So in implementation, I didn't create a new value set for the intercompany. I using the same value set of the circle. What is the unit? Zeros. What is the account? I have to use the ownership label. Just search by my account, which is started by 3: 1 assets, 2 liability, 3 ownership and equity, 4 revenue, 5 expenses. What is the intercompany? If I open the list here, you will notice the same codes and names of the circle. So I will put zeros as a default because this is not intercompany transactions, and click OK. This is only required. Whatever the star is there is required, the other is optional. If you are using translation, end rate type, period average rate, here prevent general ledger period close when open subledger period exists. This prevent the general ledger period to close until the subledger period or the same subledger period is closed. This is interview questions that he can ask you how to prevent the general ledger period closure when open period exists. You tell them during specify the ledger options, you can checkbox this one. I will not check it. For the journal processing, are you going to enable suspense? This suspense between means that if you have unbalanced journals, these unbalanced journals will put the difference in the suspense account. Are you going to enable journal approval? Yes. Are you going to notify when period journal is entered, allow mixed statistical and monetary, validate reference, all of these options. Are you going to enable reconciliation? These reconciliations, it is useful for the clearing account, like cash clearing, AP accrual, asset clearing. All of this clearing, is it good or a useful tool for reconciliations? And I already created a separate video for how to using reconciliation in GL. Are you going to separate journals by accounting date during journal import? This is during importing the journals. Are you going to separate or not? Are you going to enable intercompany accounting? What is the journal reverser criteria? I created a new one before as AG. Also this is optional, you can assign now or later. Average balances sequencing. Is this ledgers for just journal GL ledgers, or it will using also sub-ledgers like payable, receivables, blah blah blah? I'm going to using payable and receivables. Here the system asks you, are you going to create a sequence or not? It's recommended by Oracle itself that if you are going to make a document sequence for payable and receivables, sequencing by ledger instead of legal entity. Really, I don't know the reasons, but it's recommended by Oracle. So I sequencing by ledgers, payable and receivables. If you have no sequence, just keep it as no sequencing. That's it. If you notice here, once you define any ledgers, you cannot change currency. You You cannot change or update chart of account. You cannot change or update accounting calendar. You can update maybe number of futures. Also, once you open first period, it will not be possible to you to update. You can change retained earning. You can enable disable journal approval. All of these checkboxes will be updatable. You can also enable or disable the reconciliation, enable intercompany accounting or disable, and sequencing. But again, once you define sequencing and thus the transactions created and transferred, maybe you can or not to disable the sequencing. This is how to specify ledger options. Again, this is up to the business requirement, what the client gave you, what the business case of the client. You have to manage this or select the options depends on the requirement. That's it. Save and close. This is create primary ledger. First, you added a new value for the chart of accounts if this ledgers means a new company or a new department. Now I can complete the other, like legal entity, business units. For example, legal entities. Here, manage legal entity. Manage legal entity. Are you going to create a new or select and that? I am going to create a new one. Just click create. What is the country of your legal entity? What is the name? EX legal entity. EX legal entity. What is the start date of the using? You can put on 2000. Is this payroll statutory unit or legal employer? In some cases, maybe the legal entity created by the HR team or HCM teams, so no need to create a new legal entity. You just search and assign it to the ledger, or you can search for any existing legal entity and also assign to the ledgers. Else, you can create a new legal entity like what I am doing now. What is the legal address? all of this data I created before as a legal address. What is the short name? I will put EX. Legal entity, I will put EX. Social insurance number, if you have, you can provide. If not, I will put the same value set of the legal entity or the ledger value set. Just click on save and close. This is how to create a legal entity. If there are actual registration informations, you have to assign to your legal entity. Then just assign legal entities. For EX, EX, done. I just here assigned the legal entity to the ledger. Save and close. Again, I can assign legal here, balancing segment values to the legal entities. Just click to add a circle values, because I have one company, I have one ledger, I have one legal entity, one business unit. You have the option to assign balancing segment values as a company to the legal entity or to the ledgers. In my case, or it's recommended by Oracle to assign the balance segment to the legal entity. So how to do that? Just search by assign balance segment value to the legal entity. Once you create and assign it to the ledgers, come here and add the values. The system will ask you what is the company value, what is the circle value. This is from the value set values. Just search, and I already created one before, 2401. EX minor, save and close. So here I assigned circle values to the legal entity. Okay, save and close. So now what I did, I create primary ledger, specify primary ledger options. I create a legal entity, assign legal entity, assign balance segment values to the legal entity. Now you can either continue the business unit functions, or you can run review and submit accounting configuration for these ledgers. So if I review and submit accounting configurations, this one, I just submit, there is one process has been submitted. You just duplicate and check the status of my ledger. Just monitor processes, wait until the process is either succeeded or failed. All of this now is succeeded. It means that the definition or implementation of the ledger is succeeded without any error. Now you can start to open the periods. You can start to enter the ledgers, start to create the journals. Before that, what I will do, I will create two sequences as ledger sequence, and I will also create a business unit and assign business unit functions to show you how to do this. Before to create a sequence for the ledgers, let me create a business unit. Just write business, manage business unit. It will ask you to either search or create. I am going to create. Again, what is the name? EXPU. The manager is optional. The location also is optional. I can put the location of this business unit or of this ledger or of this entity. What is the default set? Default set, if you created, it will be listed here. If not, just click create. What is the, I will put it EX set, EX and EX set ledger, for example. Okay, reference must be uppercase, no problem, just put it set. Okay, this is how to create a business unit. I don't know why the name is PU. Location default set, either selected from the list of the values or click on create. Save and close. Once you create the business unit, you have to assign this business unit to the legal entity and the ledgers. How to assign it? From the assign business unit business functions, just select the scope as EX, go to down, just search by EX, this one, save and close. Here, what is the business unit functions? What is your primary ledger? What is the default legal entity? I am going to enable all. This is which modules are you going to using with these business units. I'm going to use all. Again, this is depends on the business requirement in your company. What is the primary ledger? Just I write EX. I have to select it from here. Below legal entity. So this legal entity, if you have a lot of legal entity under primary ledger, you can select specific one. Else I have only one legal entity, one ledger, one business unit. So this is how to create business unit, how to assign primary ledger and legal entity to the business unit, how to enable the functions that this business unit will perform in your company. Save and close. Okay, done. Now I'm going to create a sequence. Just write sequence, manage accounting and reporting sequence. Again, you have two setups in or two steps in sequence. Sequence, what is the sequence name? What is the assignment of the sequence? Are you going to assign this sequence to a specific category, to all categories? Is this for only general accounting or for the subledger journals? In my business case, I have two sequences. One sequence for the general ledger, another sequence for the subledger transactions. This is for all transactions which is coming from the subledgers, like payable, receivable, purchasing, cash management, all of these subledgers. So first of all, I have to create two sequences. Because I have two sequences, I will create two. I will create EXGL sequence. This EX general ledger sequence. What is the name? EXGL sequence, effective from 1/1/2000. What is the initial number? I can do 111. For example, this is the year and this is the number of the sequence. That's it. Again, this is for the GL. I will create another one for EX subledger sequence, EX subledger sequence. What is the name? EX subledger sequence. Again, 1/1/2000 and initial number 2000-1111. That's it. So I created two sequences. Then I'm going to create sequence assignment. Just go to sequence assignment, click add. What is the ledger? My ledger is EX. This sequence for what? As I told you, I have two sequences. One for a general ledger. I will keep it as a general ledger. The next will be for the sub ledger. What is the event? Once you posting or period close posting. What is the sequence validation? Accounting date, accounting date. Is this require assignment for all ledger? Yes. Here, this is the association, which one I have created two. This for GL, I will select EXGL sequence. All categories, all journals. You can put specific or all. That's it, that's it. Save and create another. The other one also for EX, but this time for subledger. What's the sequence? Period close or subledger accounting? Subledger accounting. Again, accounting required. What is the name? EX subledger accounting sequence, because I am here assigning the subledger accounting. This one. Start date 00/2000. All. What is the accounting type? Is it manual or standard? Standard. That's it. You can add exceptions. That execute, for example, GL another sequence. Also from 1/1/2000, for example, manual 1 or journal category from the GL, for example. For a specific accounting event, you can choose specific one or journal source. For example, manual, journal, whatever you have. If you have any exceptions, you can add this exception here, that use this sequence with all of these except this. Okay, so I will not add any exceptions. This is how all categories, or how to create sequence either for subledger or general ledger. You can add exclusion, add exceptions to tell them that this sequence using for the subledger except these categories, or this using for general accounting except manual or spreadsheet or payroll, blah blah blah. Save and close. Now I'm going to open first period. You have two options to open first period, but before that you have to give your user to access to this ledger, right? Again, from setup, just manage data access set, or just data manage data access set, access for the users. Again, I already assigned to my user as general accounting manager. I'm going to assign the data access set EG admin. What is the rule? Just general accounting manager, data access set EX. Save and close. Done. You can run the process of LDAP as a rule synchronizing, or from tools retrieve latest LDAP changes. That's it. Now to open first period you have two options. Either go to general accounting and start to open the periods, period and close, or come back to the setup and maintenance, and there is one task like first open period, just like open first period. This is recommended by Oracle to open the first period of GL from this task. Select your scope, your ledger as a scope, open first period. Here you can select EX. Here the accounting period is 00 or January 2000, because if you remember in the specify ledger options I put the start period January 2000. What is the accounting period are you going to open? I will put, for example, 23 December. I can search 23 December. What does it mean? That once I open this, the system will open from January 2000 until December 2023. Submit. Okay, there is one process submitted. You can follow up from here to check the status as open general ledger period. I think it's running, still running, so I can copy this, search to get only this one. Or just come back to the ledgers. Period close from general accounting. Change the data access set EX your ledger. If you have access to a lot of data access set, change it from here first. Okay, it will give you the status. You just click on open. All of this period is opened. Why? Because the first period is 2000 January. System open all of this because I told them open this, so the system automatically will open all of the previous period. Now how to close these all periods from January 2000? Just what I am doing, I just come here like Excel sheet, like this one, and it will take and click close period. Close period means all periods or accounting period which is in yellow or blue color will be closed. Just close. It will take some time because there are around 20 years or 24 years from 2000 to 24 or 23. It must give you now one message that there is one process has been submitted. Again, you have to wait until it's succeeded and come back to the counting period to check is it closed or is still not closed. Here is a message that your process has been submitted. Okay, either make a refresh or just see. Now there is no any open status. If you select closed, you will find all of our accounting period which is included in the submit close period is changed to closed status. Again, you can open or close, this is up to you for the periods of the ledger. If I go to create a new ledger or journal, just come back to the home, go to general accounting, journals, and create a journal. Before that, don't forget to select your data access sets. Whatever I put it in the specified ledger options, I enable the approval. It asks me to approval, posted, complete. You can enter journal, description, period, what is the categories, what is the currency, enter the account and save. Once you open Circle, it will give you EX only as a minor, what is the program, zeros default, blah blah blah, what is the unit, what is the account, and so on. Also, I have implemented a related value set. This related value set between the company and program. What does it mean? I have 10 companies. For each company there are a specific program. So the users of company 1, when he select company 1 in transactions, it will list it to him the specific program of this company 01 and so on. So in the data access sets, again, if I create a new program, I have to assign this new program to the circle or the company or the department value. For again, manage chart of account value set values, again select ledger, the module general ledger, search, here I have make a related value set between program and circles and also unit and circles. So if I select circles, go to down, there is one related value set. In the related value set, there is one program. You can edit and add as a manual, for example, circle value 2401 with the program zeros. Zeros. Again, I can add a new one, 2401, with another programs. Before this, I have to, because this is test instance, maybe not enabled or disabled, you have to assign or add the values in the programs, e.g. program value set values, either through tree or direct one by one as a manual. Then come here to assign the programs to the circles as a related value set relationship between the value set code of the circle of or the company or the value set of the program. I hope now that you got a full picture of how to add a new ledger to the existing. The setups depends on the requirement which you collect from the business users or the clients. Are you going to using the same chart of account, using a calendar, the same calendar, currency, accounting method, or are you going to change any of these required data for ledgers? Are you going to use the business unit and the ledgers or legal entity which is created by HCM team or no? Are you going to using some ledgers or just ledger and GL? What is the first open period for your ledger? What is the sequence? What about the sequence in GL? What about the sequence in receivable and payables? All of these like a questionnaire you have to ask to collect to get the full pictures and start to make your implementations. First you have to make it in test or testing instance before make the same in productions. at least complete full cycles for AB, AR, GL. Also, if purchasing is included, make a procure to pay, check the VAT, check approval, all of these things. It must be tested before go to production. Thanks for watching.